Welcome, Hilltopper fans. Glad to have you with us as we turn our sights to the fall athletic season on the Hilltop, talking to 2021 fall sports and joined by a man who needs no introduction, the longest tenured coach on the Hilltop, women's soccer head coach, Nick Cowell. Coach, great to see you.
Good to see you, Kit. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing fantastically. Looking forward towards the season. Coach, your 16th year on the Hilltop, and you have had amazing success, a 79% win percentage. Before we kind of look at last year, look at this year, what's been the key to success for you in such long-term success?
Every year is a different year, and we've been fairly flexible in terms of our style of play and the things that we try and get our players to do. We're not locked into one particular system. Obviously, we're fortunate to attract excellent student athletes, and when they take care of a lot of the things off the field in terms of their academics, their commitment to the community, it makes my job a lot easier. It allows me to focus on the athletic and soccer related stuff. So I think that simplifies everything, if you will.
Well, Coach, I know that academics are such a big part of your program. Last year, you had two Scholar All-Americans, Megan Dunning, Sarah Preston. Bella Camarada joined them on the Scholar All-Region team. How proud does that make you?
Oh, definitely. I'm just really proud of their achievements. I don't really have a lot to do with it. They're the ones putting in all the work. We're there to support them and to help them along the way. I think, when we recruit kids, it benefits us on the front end to get kids that we feel like are going to be academically motivated. That's going to make our job easier. And so we're fortunate to have really good student athletes come into our program with good study habits. And, we kind of just help guide them along the way. They're all pretty self-motivated. I think the culture of our team is such that the young players coming in see the success that the older players have had, and they kind of just get swept along in that. I guess it's positive peer pressure.
Coach, you've rewritten the record books there on the Hilltop. Total wins, conference wins, postseason appearances. Those are all records that you hold as the head coach of the women's soccer team. Last year was obviously a very difficult year. You still made it to the semifinals of the conference tournament before ultimately bowing out in overtime. As a coach, what was the most difficult thing for you last season?
It was just making sure that our team was safe and that they remained motivated in order to get through the season. It was a very long year, and we had some disadvantages, I think, compared to our competition in terms of the amount that we were able to do in Travis County, and we certainly understand those restrictions. And then the other thing was we had two of our top players graduate in December, so they were unable to participate in the spring. So overall, I feel like the year was very successful. We didn't put a lot of pressure on our team to win. We just wanted them to grow as a group. And I think that in terms of what I feel like we got out of it, I feel like it was one of our most successful years from a coaching point of view. I felt like we were a little bit mismatched in terms of athleticism and talent as we went into that season, but to get to where we were, I thought says a lot about the cohesion of our team over the course of the year.
Coach, turning our sights to this upcoming season, fall soccer is back. I'm sure you're back. You're very happy to be back to a regular schedule. Fingers crossed. You'll open things up Labor Day weekend. You head up to Colorado Springs to take on the University of Colorado Springs, a top 20 team in the country. They're number 18 coming into this season. You have a neutral site match against Adams State, and you actually have 5 non-conference matches, I believe, before you get into that 13-game Lone Star Conference schedule. How important are those non-conference matches for you?
The thing with college soccer is every game is equal. So the first game of the season counts as much as the last game of the season. So you really have to hit the ground running, and these are some great competition for us. We wanted to challenge our young team early on. I think that, whether you win or lose, you hope to learn some things from playing those top teams, especially on the road. And one of the things that our conference does, it kind of beats you up. It throws you into the Wrangler, if you will, and you come out the other end. By the time you come out, your head's spinning a little bit because you're kind of alternating with a home game and then an 8-hour road trip, and then you come home and then you go on a 6-hour road trip. So it's hard to get settled during the Lone Star Conference. So I feel like our non-conference schedule was made in order to challenge our team and to get them ready for the rigors of the regular season.
September 9th, that will be the home opener. You host Metro State University, Denver, 4 p.m. there on the Hilltop. You can find that full schedule, gohilltoppers.com. I know you love playing at home. You have that beautiful field, that beautiful facility. But as you said, I mean, tough games on the road. You're going to Colorado, you're going to California, you're taking on some of the top teams in the country before you get conference play underway. The conference preseason poll is out. I know you don't put a lot of stock in preseason polls, and I can certainly understand that. Is this something that your players look at, or you just tell them this doesn't matter? The only thing that matters is what we do out on the pitch.
I have no idea if they look at it or not, to be honest. I mean, it's not something we ever mentioned. So I think, the whole preseason polls and preseason all conference teams and everything is such a nonsense. But, I'm all about, the things that you actually get credit for on the field. And if we do well, we'll be rewarded. If we don't play well, then, we won't deserve anything. So.
Coach, as I said, you're going into your 16th year on the Hilltop. If you could go back in time, if you could give yourself some advice going into that first season, what would you tell yourself?
Oh, wow. Probably take out stock in shampoo that doesn't allow your hair to go gray. That's probably what I would do. No, actually, it's been a really fun 15, 16 years. I think that been privileged to work with a lot of really good student athletes who have become friends after graduation. So to see them all, get married and have kids and move on to successful careers has been very rewarding for me. And I think that gratification that we get as coaches long-term is something that you don't really understand until you get to be a little more experienced as a coach. I think when we first start out coaching, we concentrate on the wins and the losses, and there's certainly, nobody more competitive than myself. But I think over the long term, it's the relationships that you get with the different athletes over the course of the years.
Coach, we'll get you out of here on this. I know you're very excited to get back to some sense of normalcy, fall soccer. What are your goals for this coming season?
Well, we really don't know yet because we don't know how good we're going to be. I think we would know a little bit more after our 5 non-conference games that we could probably set some realistic goals after that. We have a lot of new players and freshmen and transfers. So it's a little bit up in the air. I think that we have a good experienced group. We have 10 or 11 seniors on the team. So we do have experience, but we don't know how the team's going to mesh. We don't know, what's going to happen on the field. So I'm kind of playing the long game with that. I think it's a little early for us to really say exactly what our goals should be, but I think we'll know a little bit more after these first 3 weekends.
Nick Cowell, head coach of St. Edward's University women's soccer, nice enough to join us previewing this upcoming season. Coach, always a pleasure. Great to speak with you, and best of luck this coming season.
Thanks, kid. I appreciate your time, and you're always asking the great questions.